Welcome to the Consultant Series and the Apple Consultants Network. Whether you're new to the program or longtime members, we're excited to help you get acquainted with Apple, our vision for the program, and the diverse community of Apple consultants around the world. In addition to hearing from Apple, this training features Apple consultants sharing experiences and best practices from the field. These are real stories from businesses just like yours, and everything was created with one goal in mind: to help you succeed on your journey as an Apple consultant. Welcome to the community. We're glad you joined us.
We have so many more things we can do when it comes to small businesses. Being an Apple consultant myself, I get a chance to impact small businesses everywhere.
Small to medium-sized businesses don't have an in-house or in-store IT staff, so they need to look outward.
We're trying to help our customers use the technology that they have in the best way that they can.
We're helping facilitate the seamlessness of that entire technology infrastructure at their business.
Apple takes it to the next level for us. They provide a background in nurturing customer relationships, marketing and sales.
Is like a calling card that shows a unique approach to technology consulting and business consulting.
There are so many benefits to the Apple Consultants Network. There is the Sales Affiliate Program. There is the Locator page. There's the Teams WebEx. There's the Apple Care Connection.
This program is phenomenal, and I think that it's amazing that we have the resources that we do.
The ACN has also done a lot of outreach to the Apple stores, the business teams in particular, making them aware of us and what the ACN is and what we're doing, how we can benefit each other.
It has opened the door for us to have a rare and unique relationship with Apple that we could never, ever have been granted otherwise.
The ACN just really gets it.
I'll definitely get signed up as soon as possible, get trained, start building relationships.
Absolutely say that the Apple Consultants Network is the best it's ever been.
Apple is the leading technology company in the world, and as long as we're partnered with them, we can't help but be successful.
Helping customers understand how to utilize Apple technology gets me really excited.
Hi, I'm Caroline Stewart Colvin, and I'm part of Apple's Global Enterprise team. And our team was formed about 5 years ago with the remit to change the way people work. Because if you think about where we spend the majority of our adult lives, it's in the workplace. And for a lot of people, that workplace is a small business. And if we at Apple can create technology that makes small businesses more efficient and productive and helps make their jobs easier, possibly more enjoyable, we can transform a significant portion of our society. The small business owner is a type of customer that Apple celebrates. They're the fabric of the local community. They are uniquely situated at the forefront of major breakthroughs. Whether it's small app developers, law firms, retailers, restaurants, Or consulting firms like you. Small businesses are the crucial ingredient in the latest innovations in our society, and they are pushing the limits of what's possible using Apple products. We've started to evolve a strategy that really focuses on helping these small businesses adopt technology, hardware, solutions, and the critical piece is service. And that's where you come in. Because most small business owners are not only the CEO and the founder, but they're also the CMO and the CTO, and they're in charge of all of the legal matters and sales and HR. And so sometimes the last thing they think about is technology. And that's why you're so important. We feel like Apple consultants have made a career out of helping small businesses succeed with our technology. You are uniquely positioned to assess their challenges, understand their goals, and help them design and implement a solution that runs on our ecosystem. We have an expanding commitment to investment in this community and your success. Our goal is to enable you with everything you need to know how to grow your career around helping small businesses succeed with Apple technology. We want to foster great Apple consultants who are local and on-site, offering complete solutions to our mutual customers. We know the demand is great, and together we can help small businesses around the world grow and succeed.
Hi, I'm Brian, one of the program managers for the Apple Consultants Network. Something we've learned over the past few years is that every Apple consultant operates differently. You have different business models, vertical expertise, and even customer profiles that are ideal for your business. And we think this is what makes the Apple Consultants Network so special, and we want to celebrate that. So how do we leverage the uniqueness of our community to support our customers and Apple consultants? We started by asking ourselves two really important questions. First, how can we connect customers to the best Apple consultant for them? And second, how do we ensure you, our Apple consultants, are engaging with the type of customers that you want to serve? What we ultimately landed on was differentiation. This came out of conversations from colleagues across the globe that are supporting the Apple Consultants Network. How can you, as an Apple consultant, showcase your strengths and expertise to customers and Apple sellers to truly differentiate your offering to the market? To begin with, customers have come to expect to find goods and services that specifically address what they need. Apple.com is a perfect example of this. As you build your cart, you can customize your watch band, or when you configure a Mac, you can build it to meet your exact specifications. Customers want the same level of choice when finding their consultant. Second, differentiation is a way for you to make a strategic investment in your business and your employees through training, events, workshops, and much more. And lastly, industries are getting more specialized and may require their Apple consultant to have specific skills to meet their changing needs. Our goal is to help customers and Apple sellers connect with you. Differentiating yourself is key to generating new business opportunities. We designed the Apple Consultant Locator to give customers and sellers more choice to refine their online search and find you. The more skills and certifications you add when building your business profile, the more the Apple Consultants Network program can help connect you with the customers you want to engage with. So how can you get started? Well, you can start differentiating today by reviewing our list of specializations and approved certifications. And then just let us know which ones you already have or plan to complete so we can display your expertise on the Consultants Locator. To learn more about skill sets and other criteria that can differentiate your organization, please review the resources included in this module. We want you to find areas you're passionate about and go further with your career and your business.
Hi, I'm Rachel, a communication leader at Apple, and today I'm going to talk about the Apple ecosystem. This ecosystem combines three major elements: hardware, software, and services, to create an amazing experience for all customer types, including business. Let's start with hardware. Now, the majority of you probably work with Mac a lot. But if you think about it, this is just one device in a lineup of Apple products, which also includes Apple TV, Apple Watch, iPad, and of course, iPhone. And we have accessories to complement these products. Things like HomePod Mini, AirPods, and now AirTag, a really great way to keep track of your things. So being able to extend your client's understanding of hardware beyond Mac can really play a significant part in the solutions that you're providing to them. Our products are also enhanced with amazing software that we believe enables businesses to do their best work. Things like Keynote, so they can create beautiful presentations, or perhaps staying more centered throughout the workday using Breathe on the Apple Watch. And for the ultimate experience, clients can combine hardware and software across the ecosystem. For example, perhaps they start something on their Mac and then they pick it up on iPad using Handoff. Or maybe they stream their Apple device to Apple TV using AirPlay. Now let's talk a little bit about services. These are things that make our hardware and our software even better, and they offer important benefits to your customers. I'm talking about AppleCare, the App Store, Business Chat, and Apple Business Manager. And lastly, our consultants. You are an amazing service for supporting Apple technology for small and medium businesses. Businesses are looking to buy outcomes, but they often lack knowledge and skills to move forward with technology adoptions. So this is where you come in. The more that you can break down these barriers of adoption, the more impactful you are as an advisor. And we want to increase your knowledge across this broad scope of hardware and software and services to help you. So we built a program ecosystem to do that. And this ecosystem gives you exclusive access to an array of benefits, things like online events, a worldwide consulting community to belong to, and enablement resources. Our program offers virtual events like program webcasts on a regular basis. And these webcasts will give you exclusive access to technical experts and key individuals at Apple from areas like retail, product marketing, even AppleCare. And they'll be talking to you about the hardware and the software and the services that I mentioned earlier. And these webcasts are a great way to stay informed on Apple announcements and solutions and trends. So we hope that you'll attend as many of these live events as possible. They're an exclusive program benefit and a really valuable resource for navigating new technologies. And we even archive everything for you so that you will never miss a thing. Next, let's talk about community, since you belong to an incredible one. You can communicate with your peers and the Apple team through a Cisco Teams app. And the discussions will range from program announcements to networking techniques, even best practices. You'll hear about podcasts and seminars and resources, things that members are creating to help each other out. It's an amazing arena to belong to, and members reach out to each other every single day on this platform. So join, introduce yourself, and I think you'll be surprised how quickly you start forming relationships, both locally and across the globe. And at the end of the Consultant Series collection, you'll find an enablement section. And that's where we provide even more detailed information about resources and exclusive tools and workshops, everything that's available to you as a member of this program. This community is a living and breathing entity. So that means that it's changing and it's growing all the time. So dive into all the information that we've created in this collection. It's here to start you on a successful path with us. And we look forward to all the great contributions that you're going to bring to this ecosystem.
Hi, I'm Chad from Electrona. Today, I'd like to share some of my discoveries on how getting involved in a community can positively impact your business and the people around you, those within your organization, as well as your peers and customers. The best part is, you're already involved in a community. You're here as part of the Apple Consultants Network. You may also do things in your personal life family, and local neighborhood. What I'll discuss today is how to be more deliberate about getting involved as it relates to the work that you do. I know that putting yourself out there can be difficult, so an easy way to get started is by getting involved with the community that already exists within the Apple Consultants Network. There are multiple ways of getting to know your peers, whether it's online, on WebEx Teams, or at in-person events. Chances are, others in the consultant community have faced what you're facing right now, and this can be a great way to get support from your peers. We may all have different approaches to business, but there's always opportunities to learn, even when it may feel like your peers are your competitors. We're all in this together, and improving yourself and others makes this community better. I know from personal experience that having a group of peers within the ACN provided me invaluable ideas on challenges that I've faced within my own business. I try to participate in things that are not only important to me, but can also be a celebration of something meaningful for my team. Your involvement reflects your core company values to your colleagues. That doesn't mean that you need to curate what your staff does to get involved, but rather the opposite. It's important to encourage your people to do what's meaningful to them and leverage this as a way to make them feel more connected to their work, your company values, and to truly see the impact you and your organization provide to your community. To illustrate just how practical this approach is, I'll share a personal story. I've been actively involved in the Apple Consultant community for years, and I had the opportunity to meet Tom from Technolutionary and Johan from Abellioni through industry-related events. While both are also Apple consultants, they each bring different perspectives based on their unique service offerings and local market. We now regularly check in with each other to share stories, best practices, and to try to help each other when we need technical help, emotional support, or simply someone to bounce ideas off of. When the pandemic hit in 2020, the IT community was sharing good ideas and best practices. Eventually, this led to a few of us brainstorming how we could share these ideas with a larger audience. So after seeing this possibility of helping more people, we decided to formalize these best practices into an online conference, which we called Future-Proof IT. I learned a lot, and hundreds of others also benefited from this community-driven event. Now, your journey might not look identical to mine, but hopefully this gives you an idea of how you can get started participating. Maybe you create an in-person meetup, a forum, or start a podcast. I'd encourage you to open yourself up to the interesting opportunities knocking at your door.
Hi, I'm Justin from Electrona. I'd like to share my success with community involvement because being part of a community includes sharing our obstacles, our successes, and the insights we draw from it all. In 2020, I was presented with the opportunity to look at myself and the world around me and confront that in a way I hadn't done before. It all started with a conversation, talking with friends and colleagues about the social issues the country was experiencing, the pain and frustration people were feeling, and the need for public dialogue. During a particular conversation, my colleague Anthony suggested something that I would never have previously considered. It went something like, these conversations can make for quite the podcast, he said. In particular, it should confront the hard questions about race and gender, while using it as a force for good through honest, open dialogue. Well, my first reaction, honestly, I didn't want to do it. I'm not a podcaster, nor am I a regular public speaker. Not to mention, this is a big topic to just start a podcast about. Well, fast forward to now, my podcast called The Ground Below has captured the unique experiences and stories of minority entrepreneurs, technologists, and creatives. We've recorded and published several conversations with locally and nationally recognized guests whom I've had the rare privilege of speaking to. Throughout this journey, I've grown immensely, and it has deeply impacted not only my personal life, but also my professional one as well. We're more than just Apple IT professionals. We're an integral part of our community and world. It's critical that we never lose sight of this. Here's what I've learned from my experience that I'd like to share with you. Do something you're interested in. This isn't about setting a goal of 1 million followers or whatever you may be inspired to do. For me, it's about sharing stories, getting exposure for stories. So do something because it speaks to you, because it's something you're interested in. It's about the journey, not the destination. Use community to get you started. My colleagues actively pitched on advice on hosting, audio equipment, and other useful tips. This pushed me forward to get that first episode out, even though I wasn't sure what I was doing. Having the confidence to take action and reach out to your peers goes a long way. Ask yourself, what does it look like if I don't do this? Does not doing it scare you more than if you do? Well, if you can rest at the end of the day with being okay with not pursuing it, then you probably don't need to do it. As an ACN member, I like to learn. Through these conversations, I was challenged and even changed my own perspectives based on the experiences of others. What makes us successful is that we actively embrace the learning mindset. Bringing this perspective to the forefront of each conversation has made all the difference. And if that's not growth, I don't know what is.
Hola, soy Jero de SETEC. Somos Apple Consultants con sede en Madrid, con sucursales en Barcelona y Valencia en España y Dubái en Emiratos. Hacer crecer un equipo de éxito es crucial para retener clientes y aumentar el negocio, pero encontrar y desarrollar un equipo sólido puede ser muy difícil. Me gustaría compartir algunas de las prácticas que usamos en SETEC que nos han ayudado a convertirnos en un equipo de 21 personas en 4 ciudades. Comencé mi primera empresa de consultoría en 2007 y la verdad es que tuvimos bastantes dificultades. Sufrimos una alta rotación de empleados y una desmoralización que afectó a todo, incluida la satisfacción del cliente y los ingresos. Después de luchar con estos problemas durante años, fundé SETEC y me centré en nuestra empresa y los empleados de 3 formas específicas. Primero, nos enfocamos en una comunidad específica de clientes a quienes apoyar. Pensé que si podíamos alinearnos con una comunidad específica, podríamos atraer mejores talentos. Así que nos unimos a la red de consultores de Apple. Así comenzamos a atraer personas de ideas afines que realmente amaban el trabajo de IT relacionado con Apple. Esto es importante, ya que la pasión por los productos de Apple es algo que no todos los profesionales de IT llevan dentro y tiene un gran impacto en nuestra experiencia de servicio al cliente. A medida que más profesionales se interesaban en unirse a nuestro equipo, nos centramos en contratar a los adecuados. Durante nuestro proceso de contratación, me centro en 3 principios clave para encontrar personas que realmente quieran ayudar a nuestros clientes y ser parte de nuestro gran equipo. Primero, la contratación de las personas adecuadas comienza en nuestras entrevistas. Hay 3 preguntas de la entrevista que utilizamos para ayudarnos a descubrir el carácter de una persona. Además de las características específicas que buscamos en un potencial colaborador, algunas preguntas que hacemos incluyen, por ejemplo, dime un valor que te enseñaron tus padres. O ¿qué valor te gustaría enseñar a tus hijos? O háblame acerca de una persona a la que hayas cambiado positivamente y qué diría de ti si mañana le llamara. Para mí estas preguntas revelan el verdadero carácter de una persona y por lo tanto me ayudan a determinar quién puede encajar mejor en mi empresa. Segundo, empatía. Siempre busco personas que demuestren empatía. Aunque nuestros empleados se centren en la parte técnica, sabemos que la empatía ayuda a fomentar relaciones a largo plazo con los clientes. Tercero, diversidad. También nos esforzamos por ser más diversos en cuanto a la forma en la que contratamos. Nos ayuda a crear un entorno equilibrado y una perspectiva más completa a la hora de tomar decisiones en nuestra empresa. Actualmente tenemos un reparto 50-50 de hombres-mujeres en SETEC y creo que cuanto más diversa es nuestra empresa, más exclusivo y creativo se vuelve nuestro servicio y más atractivos somos para los clientes. Contratar el equipo adecuado es solo el comienzo. Nos centramos continuamente en desarrollar conjuntos de habilidades interpersonales y una cultura de equipo y valores comunes. Estos son algunos de los valores importantes para nuestra empresa. En SETEC enseñamos regularmente a nuestro equipo a pensar más allá de la venta cuando trabajamos con clientes. El objetivo aquí es hacer crecer el pensamiento de nuestros clientes para que se centren en el éxito de su propio negocio. Esto significa educar a nuestros clientes sobre seguridad, el poder de automatizar tareas y por qué es importante invertir adecuadamente en el hardware y software adecuados. En cierto modo, estamos vendiendo una mejor forma de pensar. También ponemos especial atención en la formación de nuevos empleados. Cada miembro del equipo pasa por un mes de formación en ventas y un mes de formación en la parte técnica. Esperamos a que se complete esta formación y escuchamos la opinión de nuestro nuevo integrante del equipo antes de asignarle a la venta o a la parte técnica. Esto permite que un nuevo empleado encuentre un puesto basado en sus fortalezas naturales y ojalá así tenga una larga y feliz carrera con nosotros. Por último, tenemos una reunión de equipo mensual en la que discutimos nuestros valores, visión, cultura. Básicamente en estas reuniones todo el equipo puede plantear cualquier tema, aunque no tenga que ver con los proyectos o con el trabajo en los clientes. Esta ha sido una experiencia tremendamente reveladora, ya que disponemos de 12 veces al año en las que podemos revisar y mejorar aspectos importantes de nuestra empresa. Si te encuentras en un momento en el que tu empresa está lista para tener un equipo más grande, te sugiero que te preguntes sobre qué es importante para ti y sobre qué significa ser un buen integrante de tu equipo. Esperamos que nuestra experiencia en SETEC te pueda ayudar en tu aventura para construir un gran equipo.
Hi, I'm Elaine from Springboard IT, and I'm going to talk about how we evolved our business. For our first 10 years, our business grew naturally. We were happy to be growing, and we would sell projects and services pretty much to anybody who would buy them. We became more successful and established, but we lacked an overall direction with our services. We had a growth plateau, had higher employee turnover than I was comfortable with, and our operations needed tightening. Today, I'll share the main steps we took as a company to isolate obstacles and unlock our business's potential to create stronger growth. Step 1. In order to determine what was and wasn't working, we looked at our data. What was my team sharing about the most rewarding work versus the most demanding? Where were our current specialties and certifications? And what types of projects or vertical industries did our team excel in the most? Where were areas of friction? Sometimes our revenue is high, but how much profit were we really generating? High friction areas result in high cost and low profit. For example, we looked at our ticketing data to see what types of support requests were consistently escalated to senior technicians. After we identified our high friction areas, we needed to evaluate the experience we were delivering relative to our costs. We looked at key performance indicators, including Net Promoter Score, service level agreement delivery metrics, and profit per employee. We found some of our high revenue areas were not very profitable when we actually accounted for the work that went into them. For example, on-sites were not only unnecessary most of the time, but also very costly to us. They even ended up costing the client more time in the long run. So now we had some data, but how can we put it into action? We started by prioritizing the most profitable, sustainable, and rewarding parts of our business. For us, we discovered our most popular service agreement was also the most profitable. So it made sense for us to put more energy behind this type of service agreement moving forward. When you know the important parts of your business, it's easier to eliminate and make changes to your business confidently. For Springboard, we had been offering staff augmentation to schools for years. However, in our analysis, we found that it was a complicated line of support and it distracted us from our main service offering. It turns out that this type of service also had a lower profit margin and higher employee turnover. I'll share in a moment what resulted from this change. First, though, I would like to acknowledge that saying no to revenue is really difficult, especially for a small business. So it's okay to start with small decisions. But these changes led to significant improvements in every corner of our business. For example, by saying no to staff augmentation services, clarifying our ideal client, and discontinuing certain types of support, we saw gradual improvements across our business in the span of 3 years. So where are we now? Here are some data points that we gathered after narrowing our focus. Our technicians increased utilization by 80%, and our response time decreased by 55%. This renewed focus on our company's strengths also gave direction to our team members' specialties and career tracks. 77% of our team completed at least 2 professional development courses each quarter last year. Maybe the most rewarding part to me is that our culture feels focused. We feel like a team that is working together to achieve the same goal. And the numbers tell the same story. Our turnover decreased by 51%, while our internal satisfaction increased by 30% when surveyed by a third party. While going through this process, I learned it's worthwhile to take a step back, look at your data, use it to build a plan, and lean in confidently towards focused growth. Don't be afraid to analyze every part of your business. We found that narrowing our focus improved everything from our internal culture down to our client experience.
Hi, I'm Chris Holmes, and I'm the owner of Ruta Consulting. I want to share a story that taught me some tough lessons, and then share what I've learned since about building strong partnerships to help you build a sustainable business. Several years ago, I was brought into an opportunity with a partner of ours. In this case, it happened to be a local Apple store. It started with a 20-minute intro phone call where I thought I had gathered enough information on the client, and then subsequently drove 4 hours to Houston. In this meeting, I was so excited to land the opportunity. So I shared how wonderful we were, and all the certifications we had, and the years of experience to do whatever they needed. To my surprise, though, the meeting fell flat. There wasn't much conversation, and ultimately, we lost the deal. A deal, remember, that was a referral partner that trusted me with their customer. While feeling the weight of the lost opportunity on the drive home, it hit me where I went wrong. The prospect left that meeting only knowing that we had a lot of certifications, but had no idea how their specific needs were going to be met by us. So, after that meeting, you know what I started doing? Listening and taking detailed notes about their specific needs. And guess what? When you listen to the customer first and then use your skills to solve their problems, customers love you. Since then, we have continued to make improvements on our sales process, including how we collaborate with partners. My goal for the next few moments is to share fundamental lessons from what we've learned so that you can develop a systematic approach with strategic partners. To set us up for developing partners, we first had to look inward at our own service offering. This allowed us to explain our company clearly. For years, we only listed hourly rates and types of work and expected clients and partners to know what we do. We discovered that this approach was ambiguous. We ended up packaging or productizing our services into clear, bite-sized services that our partners could easily remember. For example, we used to describe one of our services like this. We can set up an office of Mac computers and help people move their data from their PC, and we include training. Now to us, that may sound clear enough, but listen to how we productized it. We have a turnkey solution called Getting Started with Apple Deployment. In this package, we take the client through a multi-step process to transition them to the Apple platform. We began to see partners start sending us more and more opportunities. A simple package clearly defines itself and is easier to recall in a conversation with a potential referral. We now have packages like this for all of our services, like getting started with point of sale, getting started with Wi-Fi, and getting started with daylight. The next practice that helped us is to create a scope for every project we do. Whether it's for a device deployment or an email migration, scoping your work has so many benefits, including setting clear expectation and timeline for both your clients and your team members. And one important piece of your scope should include what your company will not do. In our experience, taking a few minutes to outline what your project does not entail creates a clear expectation for the project. Creating templates can also improve relationships with our partners. Think of a partner template in the same way that you would in making a scope of work for a project. This can provide more qualified referrals and more consistent revenue. It's important that you share examples of actual projects. Communicate what you do, not just what you're certified in. We all know it's important to maintain certifications to stay informed about the latest technologies. However, only sharing your industry certifications doesn't clearly illustrate how the partner may rely on you. So instead of telling them that you are experts, just show them how you've already done it. When your partners see examples of actual projects, they know exactly what you can do and what to refer to you. Another element is to share a clear and simple process for how the partner can refer customers to you. In this referral process, don't forget to tell them what they can expect after a referral. Additionally, illustrate what your client engagement process looks like. Similar to how we share actual project examples with our partners, we also show our partners each step in our sales process. This builds credibility. A partnership is like any other relationship. It requires ongoing attention and modification to keep it healthy. So one thing I ask myself on a regular basis is, how can I be a better partner? And how can I make it easier for my partners to work with me? If you already have a defined sales process, I hope our experience can help you refine your procedures. And if you don't have a formal sales process yet, I hope our insights can help you get started building a framework that you and your team can follow. By building strong partners as an Apple consultant, you will be able to gain a deeper understanding about your clients, increase your revenue, and ultimately deliver an even greater customer experience.
Hi, my name is Omar, and today I'm joined by my friend Richard. We're both business pros in Apple retail. Today, we're excited to share how retail business teams can be a resource to Apple consultants and how collaborating with your local retail teams can provide a great customer experience.
Across the world, our stores serve as local community hubs for businesses and consumers alike. Apple stores provide a place for any business to come and discover how Apple products and services can transform their work environment. Business teams at Apple develop and maintain direct relationships with business customers. We uncover their needs and goals and showcase how Apple and third-party technologies can build success. As business teams, our goal is to provide complete solutions, including third-party solutions and integrations. That's where you, the Apple Consultants Network, come in. Each Apple consultant offers a unique skill set. We use the locator to learn about each consultant's specializations and make the right introduction for the customer.
Let's now overview how the Apple Consultants Network fits in our customer journey. During our conversations with customers, we ask questions to discover if a customer has IT expertise or could benefit from a certified professional. When a customer asks for additional support setting up, integrating, or managing their Apple technology, we recommend the Apple Consultants Network. Implementation of a customer's Apple products can require specializations such as networking, deployment, security, or even cloud solutions. These specializations are where consultants come into the joint partnership. Please keep your Apple Consultants Network locator profile information up to date. This is our main reference point when recommending your services to our customers.
Just like you, we want to provide the best experience for our customers. Here are some practices that will help you successfully partner with Apple business teams. Include business teams early in the conversation. Most importantly, we want to partner with you. We want to align early to offer a smooth and seamless experience for our customers. Additionally, we can provide information like shipping estimates and affordability options, including trade-in and financing. Sometimes we make a recommendation, but you might not be aware, and this also happens in reverse. Engaging with each other early will ensure the solution makes sense for everyone. We all want the best experience for our customers. Thank you for the opportunity to speak today. We look forward to connecting with you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Rachel with Apple, and I'm joined by Brett Bryant from 215 Tech in Salt Lake City, Utah. And we're going to discuss the topic of delivering value as a really important piece in the customer journey. Hi, Brett.
Hi, Rachel.
Thank you for being with us. I'd like to start off by asking you to think about your longest standing customer and tell me why you think they're still working with you.
I think it begins with our expertise. When we're able to solve our customers' technology problems, we're off to a really good start. Over time, our commitment to delivering a consistently high level of service and using every customer interaction as an opportunity to surprise and delight cements their trust in us. It's an exciting space to be in together. We become trusted advisors. In that space, we can really begin to help those businesses achieve their goals.
Great. And Brett, would you just take a moment and share with us some of these best practices that you use every day to deliver value to your customers?
Absolutely. Before we onboard a new customer, we establish a very detailed plan to stabilize and streamline their technology. We then work together to hit our mark, which is to be able to have anyone at 215, including a brand new team member, provide seamless support to their business on demand. Experience tells us this takes around 6 months to accomplish. Communication is key to the process. By this, I mean more than the traditional phone calls or emails. Let's face it, they're busy, we're busy. It's easy for us to get absorbed in the problems that customers are having with their technology, particularly when we first begin to help them. It's natural for us to fire off emails or assume that because we're doing our part behind the scenes that the customer should be okay. Yet, we found that being in proximity to the people that run the business, being in front of them, next to them, helps us better understand what and how they do what they do. This contact is a powerful kind of communication, one that allows us to more quickly understand where they are going and how we can help them get there. We accomplished this during those first 6 months by scheduling in-person monthly meetings with not just the principal members of the customer's business, but everyone across the organization.
Thank you for sharing that. That's really great best practices. I know you and I have actually talked at length about a lot of the best practices that you and your team have in place for your customers. Are there any others that you'd like to mention?
Absolutely. This one's special to us, very important to our customers as well, delivering the unexpected for the clients. Checking off all the boxes of the scope is somewhat rudimentary, but by adding that extra touch of value, we really manage to stand out. That could be cleaning the customer's screens, teaching them a keyboard shortcut, or maybe providing some complimentary advice on improving their workflow. It's a great way for the 215 team and other consultants to continuously surprise and delight when we get down those details.
That's great. And I'm going to ask you one final question because I think it would be helpful for our viewers to hear how you and your team measure success. How do you know when you're delivering value to your customers?
There are several layers to that. A few that we found that work well in gauging our success is to standardize an internal system of metrics, and then we measure ourselves against those metrics. And part of this involves the review of how timely we're responding to and resolving support requests. But as well, we also regularly evaluate milestones and adjust our approach to make sure that we're delivering on the solutions that we're promising. But ultimately, the customer's feedback is one of the most important ways of knowing whether or not we are delivering that value. And the best kind of feedback is unsolicited. When the customer takes the time to call out particular individuals, it tells me that the entire team is speaking to the needs of their business. And when I hear from a customer that 215 has a bunch of rock stars working for us, I know we're hitting our mark.
Thank you so much, Brett. This was a brilliant session. I can't thank you enough for joining us and for sharing this information with our viewers.
Thanks for the opportunity, Rachel.